Hi everyone, it's Fabe Keily here from Real Woman Global and Empowered Woman TV. It's exciting to have the beautiful Kerrie Atherton here from Stories of Hope. Thanks for coming, Kerrie. So for those of you who didn't see Facebook Live, make sure you jump on that, have a look. All of this will make more sense. We've invited beautiful Kerrie along here just to share her background and experience in terms of working with people for the last, over 35 years now with drug and alcohol addiction. And she specialises in helping people recover and work that through, which has come out of our own personal experience. So for today's episode, I've asked Kerrie to cover off, in the first two episodes, we covered off what's the difference between an alcoholic and a social drinker, then went on to the symptoms of depression in episode 2, working out what that is. Now this episode we want to really find out, okay, what's the next step for someone if you identify that you could be on the verge of needing some help, or you've got loved ones, teenage children, partners that are in the situation. What's the next step, Kerrie, for them?
The next step, I think, if it's alcoholism that you're struggling with, or you think somebody that you love is maybe the best thing that I can suggest is taking them along to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting. It's not for everyone, but I've been in the program for 37 years and I've seen thousands and thousands of people get sober this way, and it does take a little bit of time. But I've seen many walk away from the doors of AA and try and do it on their own, and they've never come back, they've died. So it's a proven method. My dad had 60 years sober in AA, my mum got sober for years in AA, myself, different friends. So that's one thing that people that have alcohol problems can do. For that also, in people with drug problems, it's about you've got to detox first. So before you can actually get into the mental headspace to get right, with drugs particularly, before you can get into a rehab, you need to have been off substances. With some places it's 5 to 7 days, and many it's 2 weeks. So rehab's definitely the way to go for somebody who's really struggling with hardcore drug addiction. Alcoholics Anonymous, going along to your doctor and getting a referral to, now not just the first psychologist or counsellor that you can get into, but do a bit of research and make sure that it's somebody who works with people with addictions, especially somebody that works with cognitive behaviour therapy, because that's what's needed. To really get well and recover from this is to go back and find those things, those core beliefs and triggers which keep causing pain in your life and keep causing you to want to escape. Yeah,
because I remember when you and I were talking earlier, you said it's not just about getting help, it's about getting the right help. So as you say, making sure that the psychologist or whatever that you go to other people that can actually help you get
or drug and alcohol counsellors, or but make sure it's somebody that actually has had experience in that road, because it's a very, very, very serious journey, addictions, and it's something that often ends up taking people's lives. So
okay, that's really great advice. So the other thing is, if say in reference to recovering alcoholics, if I'm in a situation and I'm with a friend who is a recovering alcoholic, what is it best for me to do? I mean, if I don't have to drink, what would you recommend?
I've had a lot of friends when we go out, and they apologise to me after they've had a couple of drinks because I have not had a drink for 37 years.
Wow. And
while it's quite easy for me in social settings, I don't like being around people that are drunk. Even today, if they start getting drunk, I leave, because I don't want to put myself in that place of temptation. But for people who haven't been sober that long, and it's a struggle, and it's a long journey to recover from. So if you've got a friend that you really care about and you think they may have a problem, I would advise maybe not having the drink when you're around them, if you can, just to help them out.
No, that's
Don't put temptation in their way.
Okay, look, thank you so much. You know, Kerrie shared from her heart over the last 4 episodes of Empowered Woman TV, including her personal story on the Facebook Live. But I also wanted to mention or find out, Kerrie, I know that you're the CEO and founder of Stories of Hope, and a lot of that has come out of your own personal journey and the people that you've met in so many years in working in this particular industry. So can you tell us a little bit about Stories of Hope and basically why you're doing what you're doing now and what is it that you're actually doing?
Well, I have had a pivotal moment about 18 months ago. I have been through a lot of trauma in my life, and in the last 8 years I've lost 9 members of my family, and doing life on life's terms without having those vices of, you know, going for and having a drink like a lot of people do when they're having a hard time. They just think, oh, I'll just have a drink, it'll make me feel a bit better, and that's common for people to do that. But having to do the hard yards in life, the really hard things, stone cold sober, is so difficult, you know. And I have had an ongoing battle with depression my whole life, but I've learnt how to manage that and manage that without running to things that are unhealthy behaviours and unhealthy substances and everything. So I did hit rock bottom, a real rock bottom, about 18 months ago, and I had this pivotal moment where I just realised that I can't have been through everything that I've been through in my life, all the pain and all the trauma and all the suffering for nothing. And I've never had a victim mentality, and I wasn't about to let it defeat me this time either. And so I just thought, if I could share all the stories of all the different things that I've overcome in my life and how I've built up such resilience through those hard times. And so many people that I knew had also overcome difficult times. If I could share that with the world, the stories of having come out the other side, that would bring great hope to the many, many, many people that come to me for help and that I see that have no hope and that are hopeless. And as a counsellor, I can only, when people come to me for counselling, often I'm their only point of call. And then they go home, you know. But if I can reach thousands of people at once, to me that's the ultimate goal. And just by sharing how I've come out the other side and how great my life has been and how grateful I am I didn't take my life at 18 like I'd planned to, being able to share that with people really does give people hope.
So Stories of Hope operates here on the Sunshine Coast presently, doesn't it?
Yes.
And how often does it run?
It runs once a month, but we have ventured out to different locations, and we are now running men's only mental health nights. We're running our second one next week, and I'm hoping to do that more regularly. And we're going to be having a women's only night where I'm hoping to talk about a couple of topics such as sexual abuse. And living in domestically violent relationships. So a couple of people that have come out the other side of that.
Okay, and I know that you've had some interest from interstate and internationally to run Stories of Hope. So do you think that's something you might actually take across the globe in future?
It's something that I'd love to. I've got building a great team of speakers, some who have, you know, professional speakers, others who are budding professional speakers, and others who are just everyday Australians who are wanting to share their story. And I'm finding that even in the corporate and business world, people are screaming out for transparency. People want to hear the real stories. And I actually really want to take Stories of Hope into workplaces now for staff's mental health and well-being. So I've got plans to launch that very soon, and I'm really excited about that.
So what's the best way, if people are interested in, especially for you taking it into the corporate workplace, what's the best way for them to contact you?
To email me at kerrie@empowerlifesolutions.com.au, or even on the Stories of Hope and Hope Spelled in Capitals Facebook page. Or for those of you on LinkedIn, send me a LinkedIn message and I'd love to connect with you and love to come and help you in whatever way I can.
So LinkedIn is under your personal name, Kerrie Atherton?
Yes.
All right, KerrieAtherton. So Kerrie, thank you so much for sharing so much of your personal journey with us over the last 4 episodes. Thank you for the practical insights and tips. and really look forward to, obviously, for me, attending Stories of Hope on Tuesday night, but also, following your journey and the impact and the influence that you're making across our nation. So thank you.
Thank you, Fabe.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.